Sometimes you have to break the rules in order to save the story. And if we want to find a point of heroism in this week's Parsha, Parshat Pinchas, we need look no further than the zealotry for which Pinchas is praised at the beginning of the Parsha. You know, zealotry has a bad name in our world. Anybody who's too certain about anything, and certainly those willing to act upon that feeling, are seen as a little bit beyond the pale, if not downright dangerous. And that's for good reasons. After all, what Pinchas did, in a simple sense, is pick up a spear and run through two people. We would call it an extrajudicial murder. Justice may have been served, but it was done in a way which threatened to break the system that upheld righteousness itself. And nonetheless, Pinchas gets Brit Shalom, a covenant of peace. It's a strange reward for such an act. Let him get a covenant of strength, a covenant of intimacy. Why a covenant of shalom? Shalom, of course, is that which binds us together. And the very middle of the Hebrew word shalom is a vav, which is the letter of connection. However, if you look closely in the text of the Torah as it's written, you'll see that this vav, unlike every other vav written in the Torah, is broken. It's a yud hanging with an open space above a vertical dash to tell us that while there was a connection between God and Israel maintained here, something was broken in the process. And that's both the power and the problematic of zealotry. You know, Pinchas is Eliyahu, say the sages. There's an element of soul that these two great leaders shared. One which embodies that quality of Jewish heroism, which is Mesirut Nefesh Lema'an Tov, the willingness to go beyond the limits of self for the sake of the goodness of creation, and in this case, the ultimate goodness of relationship. Pinchas had no expectation that he was going to survive. He stood up and did what no one else could do without a realization that it was right, but simply from a place of knowing there was nothing else which could be done. It could have ended in disaster, but it ended in great success. This is the power and the problematic of zealotry. And there is a place in which a hero needs to be willing to abandon all thought in order to fulfill the call of their heart that tells them this too must be done. But beware, because if you're wrong, things could end up broken. If you want to know a little bit more about Jewish heroism, be in touch with me, robmikefeuer@gmail.com. I'm happy to do some Torah life counseling together to discover the way in which your life is a heroic journey, to uncover the light you were created to shine and let it loose on the world. And check out jewishheroism.com. We're getting closer every day to the launch of the 7 Paths of the Jewish Hero's Journey video course. Source sheets, videos, exercises, everything you need to explore the Torah's heroic face. Shabbat Shalom.